Imagine being so broke that you had to sell something you cared about just to pay for gas. About 3 years ago, I was at a very low point in my life. I was at a job that was getting paid next to nothing, spending way more than I can afford, and I wasn't happy. I had no future, I had really no life, and nothing to look forward to. And if this is you, I promise you there's a way out. I did it in 5 years. I went from being that broke to selling something I really care about just to pay for gas, and now I'm a millionaire. So I'm going to show you how to get out of this situation. So story time really quick. I stepped out of my little crappy apartment and walked over to my car, and I got inside my car, and that's whenever I realized that I had no gas. Like I maybe had 10 miles to drive. Then I look at my bank account to see if I had enough money to pay for gas. I had 23 cents left, and I still had to get to work. I was heading into work, and we still had about 2 or 3 days left until payday. So I had no idea what I was going to do just to get to work so I can make ends meet to actually get that paycheck in 2 or 3 days. I don't remember. And then what I did was kind of shocking to me, and it was a really big wake-up call. What I did was I took my Xbox. It's something that at this moment in my life, I cherished a lot. I took my Xbox, I took it to GameStop, and I sold it for about $100. Now that $100, yeah, it lasted me a few days so I could get that paycheck. But that was something I really cared about, and it was painful to actually have to sell something that I cared about to just pay for gas to get to, my job to get another paycheck. If you appreciated that embarrassing story, hit that like button for me really quick. So that was a huge wake-up call for me, and guess what I did? Absolutely nothing. I did nothing with that. I was doing the same exact thing for the next year. I didn't change anything. I was just going about life meaninglessly, not thinking about my future, just thinking about today, how I was going to make ends meet. And I wasn't thinking about the future and how I could actually improve this. Then I did something that I wanted to do my entire life. I joined the military. And surprisingly enough, if this doesn't tell you how little I was getting paid, I don't know what will. The military was actually paying me double the salary that I was making at this other job. And again, just because I was making double the money, nothing changed with my finances. I was in the same pit, if not worse, whenever I joined the military and was making double my money. I was spending way more than I could afford. And this is because I had a horrible relationship with money. Finally, just something sparked in me, and I was like, this is enough, because I can't live like this for the rest of my life. So I decided to go all in on real estate investing. And James, you don't have any money. You just said you were in a worse situation than you were before. Well, here's how I did it. So first, I would just be going to my normal job, my 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. military work. Then after that, I would go to the gym. After that, I would pick up a delivering food for Uber Eats, for DoorDash, for I think like Postmates or whatever that one's called. And I would deliver food for about 5 p.m. from about 5 p.m. to about 10 p.m. every single day. And what I did was I would save about 60% of my military income. I literally cut out everything. I was eating horrible food because it was so cheap, like ramen. Yeah, ramen like every single night for dinner. And then I would save 100% of my side hustle, which was the Uber Eats, the DoorDash, all these other different food delivery services. Fast forward about 6 months, I had about $7,000, $8,000 in my bank account. Well, now I have to convince my wife to actually loan me the other half of the money to pay for this investment property. And she did, because she fully supports me. And this was a step in the right direction towards our financial freedom. Side note, she hates real estate investing, but now with the returns that we got, she loves real estate investing. She wants me to get more deals so I can double my money again and again and again. But let's continue. So that $15,000 that, me and my wife combined had, we spent that on an investment property. Now, a year later, we sold that investment property. We cash flowed really well, sold it to another investor, and we made about $22,000 profit. Then we got our $15,000 down payment back. So in a year, we turned $15,000 into $37,000 back in our bank account. So that's how I got the money to actually pay for the first investment property. Now, at the same time we were buying that investment property, we were buying a property to live in. We didn't buy this property to be a home. We bought this as an investment. If you know anything about the military, they move you around every few years. And so I knew this going in. I wanted to buy this property because it was in a high appreciation market. It was in a neighborhood my wife loved. It was a very safe neighborhood for our family. And I knew I could get this property at a discount because it was off market. So I got a property at a discount, $20,000 different discount. We bought it for $330,000. It was worth $350,000. Then we waited a year after we bought it before now we're moving. And now it's worth $381,000. $380,000, but someone put it on a contract for $381,000. And I sold it for sale by owner. So no commissions. I just have to pay closing costs. So that comes out to about a 50, 46, 47, 50, whatever profit that is at the end of that year. And this is how you can do it too. And when I say you can do this too, is if you have the ability to actually live in a high appreciation market, then do that. Move to a high appreciation market, buy a property for 3.5% to 5% down, live in it for a year and sell it, because that appreciation, it's going to do wonders for you. If you live in a high appreciation market like Colorado Springs, like I am right now, it's about 9, 10, 11% over the past 7 years. And so if you buy a property here, average is like 320. But to make math simple, $300,000, if you bought a property for $300,000, appreciates at 10%. Well, now it's $330,000. That $30,000 is more than someone's annual salary at a minimum wage job. And you didn't do anything other than buy a property and hold on to it for a year and then sold it. So in just 3 years, I turned around my life. And really wasn't even 3 years. It was 3 years I decided that, hey, this was enough. Then it took about a year and a half to actually do something with it. Because if you don't know anything about real estate, there's a thing called analysis paralysis, where you just get caught up in analyzing the numbers. You think that the numbers work, but you don't have the confidence in yourself to actually pull the trigger. And that's where I was about, for that year and a half. And I was working the side hustle. I was, I was convincing my wife to pay the other half of the down payment for this investment property. And with that property that we're living in, we got it for 0% down because we're in the military. But chances are you're not in the military, so you're gonna have to put 3.5% to 5% down, which again, that's not a lot. Now, with this almost $100,000 in our bank account, we can replicate this process and this system over and over again. We can buy 5 to 6 investment properties next year if we bought this property. If we bought properties for the same price we did on our last property, $15,000, then we can buy about 5 to 6 properties next year and then do it again and again and again. We will be millionaires by 2023, before I even turn 30. I've told you that again and again whenever I started this YouTube journey, is I'm going to be retired before I'm 30. And that's the case. And with all my other income streams, honestly, it's going to be more like the middle to back end of 2022 is whenever we can retire. I'm going to be, 27, 28? So retiring at 27, 28, what do? You spend time with your family, you travel the world, you live the life that you want, because that's what real estate can do for you. And if you want to learn more about real estate investing, this whole YouTube channel is about real estate investing and other money-making strategies. So click the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you get notified when I upload a new YouTube video, so you can achieve this financial freedom sooner than you otherwise could. There are more videos popping up here that I've picked out specifically for you, and I really think you're going to enjoy them. So go check out those videos. Until the next video, I'm out. See ya.